Welcome back to Hardball. Secretary of State Clinton has the best job in the Obama administration. Will it serve her well if she runs for president someday? Joining me right now is Ryan Liz of The New Yorker and David Korn of the Mother Jones magazine. And he's also with GQPolitics.com.
CQ.
CQ.
It's an eye test.
Very GQ's doing pretty well, actually, right now, too. I wouldn't knock GQ. But let me ask you, fellas, you can be skeptics if you want. I am a totally political person. I think nobody who is a politician ever really retires. I don't believe the Clintons have retired from politics. I see, as I look down the road, a fascinating coalition being forged here. Not the appointment of Hillary Clinton to do a job for Barack Obama, but the merging of these great political families. John Podesta, Rahm Emanuel, Capricia Marshall. They're all Richard Holbrooke. You can start, Ryan. This administration is packed with Clinton people, Clinton alumni, loyal perhaps to both people now. How's it work?
Well, look, there's two reasons why it's so packed with people from the Clinton administration. One is Obama hasn't been around that long. He didn't have some big patronage operation where he could draw on his people. He wasn't a governor. When you're a governor, you fill your state with friends and allies. He was a state senator and a senator. He didn't have a big operation, so he didn't have a lot of people. Secondly, he
feels comfortable, though, with people who were rooting for the other side during the primaries, which I find interesting.
If you're a Democratic president, where do you go to fill your cabinet? You go to the last Democratic administration. So I'm just saying that there's a lot of talk about how it's filled.
Clinton did not go to the Carter administration for staff people.
He went for two places. Yep. He went to Arkansas. That didn't work out so well. And there were plenty of Carter people in that administration.
Okay. That's true.
So you see it as a natural evolution of just using the available personnel. You don't see it as an interesting coalition.
I see it interesting, and I think what's marvelous for Democrats is that it's gone so well so far. You really hear very little grumbling from any particular camp.
I think it's been brilliant. You know why I think it is? All this talk about bipartisanship is just talk, until we get to health care. Then I think it's going to happen. But 97%, you see numbers like that of Democratic unity. I've never seen any political party as united as this one, and I believe it's because they forged a coalition between the Obama forces and the Clinton forces, and that united the party.
And I will never get in your way of coming up with a political conspiracy involving the Clintons. But nevertheless, sometimes...
Why are you mocking?
No, but sometimes...
See how you do it, and you do it. But sometimes, you deny doing it, and you just did it. Go ahead.
But sometimes you can do well by doing good. And I think Hillary Clinton now is just doing her job really, really well, and that will create possible political openings as you laid out.
So when you get all A's in school, you get to be class president?
Well, sometimes without causing a big fuss.
Duty serves.
And if you show that you're loyal to the team, all those scores that we thought would be deep from last year, they have vanished pretty quickly.
So a good partnership here has been forged. She's been dutiful. Let's face it, she's made no mistakes. She's been absolutely fabulous in terms of doing the job. It seems to me the acid test will come when, as Jim Baker, the former Secretary of State, says, there must be no seam between her and Obama when it comes to tricky issues like the Middle East. She can't be more pro-Israeli than Barack Obama. She has to be careful to be him, right? How's that going to work? To me, that's a test. They got to fight with Bibi Netanyahu. He is a tough customer. Likudnik, tough as hell. Yeah. Are they going to forge a coalition and bring him aboard on a two-state solution?
Look,
the two of them together.
If you go back to the primaries, there were a lot of people in the pro-Israel community who thought that this was a difference between Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. Barack Obama had a reputation of being more pro-Palestinian. Hillary Clinton...
And he was against the Iraq War, and she was for it.
Exactly. And she had a reputation of being a little bit leaning more towards Israel.
And more to the right.
If that difference existed, I don't see it in this administration. I think the best explanation is when she was a New York politician, she was playing politics in New York.
I understand the ethnic. But let me ask you this: will they work? Do you sense they're working together? This is really talk about hardball. You're trying to forge a coalition and bring in Mahmoud Abbas, try to bring in Egypt into something more than a cold peace. Try to get the Israeli middle to trust you. Try to bring in some deal with Syria and the Emirates. This is a tough one, and if he gets this done, he's a historic figure.
Well, of course.
If he fails, he's just another loser in the Middle East.
Look how close Bill Clinton came. Remember the end of his presidency?
Yeah, but he started after the election.
Nevertheless, at the end...
He started too late.
At the end of his administration, he was trying very hard to get this through.
Taba was good.
And now you have Dennis Ross working Iran.
Second question. When we have a bad economic situation next year, I watch the market every night on this show. Obviously, it's part of the show. If the economy stays weak or takes another dive next year, I think Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton are going to be critical to Barack Obama. Your thoughts?
Why are they critical?
Because they have 18 million votes behind them of working-class whites who didn't vote for Barack Obama and are going to be damn angry if this economy goes down.
No, but I think looking at the 18 million votes that were behind Hillary Clinton, is there any evidence in any of the polling that those 18 million people have any reservations about Obama anymore? I think that's history. I think that division that existed in the primary is history. Every poll shows it. We've got 95% Democratic support for this guy. And I think a lot of those class divisions and racial divisions that existed in the primary are just ancient history.
I feel like a mugger in the convict. I am surrounded by totally goody two-shoes tonight. But I think you may be right. Innocence could...
Look, I'm just looking at the evidence. It doesn't show up in any polling,
political
Chris.
self-interest could have taken over Washington. But it happened last night, and I missed it.
Look at the tripwire that occurred during the campaign. As soon as Bill Clinton went after Barack Obama, he was ostracized, isolated.
I think they were wrong in criticizing him. I don't think he has a racist bone in his body.
No, I'm not saying it's racist, but it was a very risky move and almost tarnished his legacy.
Okay, we're going to have another meeting on this in about a month. Okay, I think there's a fascinating coalition. Politics does make strange bedfellows, so don't tell me it's not strange.
Their interests are aligned now. That's
so
the key.
Ryan Lissom, for a smart guy. Ryan Lissom, the New Yorker. David Corn of Mother Jones.